For generations, we've been taught to see transformation as a hero's journey, a lone figure setting out, facing an ordeal, and returning changed. What if that's just one story? In my latest philosopher file, I invite you to look beyond the hero and focus on the spaces between us, the overlapping stories and fields we co create together. This is where spaces metaphor comes in. Inspired by indigenous wisdom, Ubuntu, Taoism, Buddhism, and eco psychology, Spaces metaphor challenges the idea that change is only about individual achievement. Instead, it offers a collective, process oriented, and deeply ethical framework. We often separate internal and external spaces, our thoughts versus the room, ourselves versus the systems we're part of. Spaces metaphor invites us to see these as intertwined. How I feel shapes my experience of a meeting. The design of a classroom shapes my sense of self. There is no clear boundary. Space is always relational, always in flux. When we notice how our spaces intersect with others, we honor complexity, listen for missing stories, and recognize the history and memory each space holds. The same space that can hold trauma can also heal. Chaos can become home again. Space is not just a metaphor, but a guide for how we learn, relate, and transform in a world that's often unfair and unjust. Western logic often asks us to reduce everything to a bottom line, but Space's metaphor asks us to act in ways that increase, not limit choices. For whom and where? That's the real question. When space becomes more than a metaphor, it can shift our thinking and activate our hearts, where the most beautiful ideas and feelings reside. If you want to fight injustice, do the last thing anyone in power expects. Think with your heart. To explore Space's metaphor or sign the charter, check out my latest file at thephlosopherfiles.com.